Assalamu alaikum and welcome. You're watching Real English News along with your host Sharif Ikram Yamani. Let's have a look on today's top headlines. Chandrababu Naidu was IT host as NASSCOM meet with promise of friendly IT ecosystem in Andhra Pradesh. Paneerselvam sworn in as Tamil Nadu Chief Minister today. Rajnath Singh inaugurates NDMA's 10th formation day. Bhagat Singh's last surviving sibling dies on his birthday. Let's have a look on headlines in details. Making a strong pitch for the using e-governance and IT for the welfare of Andhra Pradesh and accelerate economic development. Chief Minister Mr. N. Chandrababu Naidu today urged the IT industry to explore the huge opportunities opening up in the state, especially in Vizag. AP is poised towards creating a benchmark in IT, electronics and communication technology, and innovation endowed with the high-quality state-of-the-art infrastructure, skilled human resources, and business-friendly policies. These plans are going to throw up a large number of opportunities in all the sectors of economy, including IT and electronic, healthcare, transportation, infrastructures, education and agriculture. We will ensure that the IT ecosystem remains friendly, welcoming and supporting to the excellent work that each of you is doing. We invite you to explore the huge opportunities in the huge states of Andhra Pradesh and look forward to establishing a long-term association with it. Naidu, while talking to the IT honkers gathered to discuss ITs and ITEs, the roadmap ahead organized by the NASSCOM over here. Taking a step forward in creating such an IT ecosystem, technology research and incubation park will be established in Visakhapatnam for new ideas, product development, promotion of startups, says Mr. Naidu. Naidu, who recently chaired the first e-cabinet meeting at Hyderabad, stated that e-government and e-governance are going to play a pivotal role in establishing good government in Andhra Pradesh. We have launched 3 key policies of IT, electronics, innovation and startup policy for the year and period of 2014 to 2020. I am confident that these policies will work, says Mr. Naidu. Alzhamic leader of Paneerselvam was sworn in a Tamil Nadu Chief Minister at a simple ceremony at a Raj Bhavan on Monday afternoon. 2 days after a special court in Bangalore sentenced former Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha for 4 years imprisonment in a disappropriate assets case. Governor K. Rosaiah administered the oath of Paneerselvam, after which his cabinet colleague was sworn in. Paneerselvam touched a small photo of Jayalalitha which he had placed on the lantern before taking oath. Paneerselvam and his ministerial colleagues, including Natham R. Vishavantam and V. Vithalengi, were in tears when they sworn in. Some of them even broke down. As many as 31 MLAs, including Paneerselvam, were sworn in as ministers. All of them were members of Jayalalitha's cabinet. All of them have retained their previous portfolios. Paneerselvam, who was in charge of finance and PWD ministers in Jayalalitha cabinet, has retained them in addition to assuming charge of home, public and other departments, which were held by the former chief minister. This is the first for the second time that Paneerselvam has become the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. Earlier, he served as chief minister for 6 months in 2001 after Jayalalitha stepped down as CM following her conviction in Tansai case. Paneerselvam resigned from the post in March 2002 after the Supreme Court squashed Jayalalitha convictions in the case. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated the 10th formation day of the National Disaster Management Authority, that is NDMA. HTO today reframes its commitment to make India disasters resilient. Singh mentioned that the NDM, that is National Disaster Response Force, and the National Institute of Disaster Management, that is NIDMA, are playing an important role in the disaster. He said the NDM is being restructured and revamped shortly to meet out the new challenges of disaster management. The Home Minister mentioned that the recent experience of lack of connectivity during disasters have delayed the relief and rescue operations. It is necessary that the country has an effective communication system which does not get disrupted during the disaster, he added. The Home Minister said, nature being the mother of all the resources, people should be made aware about the role of nature in disaster management. And he also emphasized that we should be able to utilize our natural resource in sustainable manner, and our exploitation of this natural resources must be checked. It is now being realized worldwide that sustainable disaster management is the key to development.
अब लोगों का नजरिया धीरे धीरे बदल रहा है। जो नजरिया प्रकृति के प्रति पहले भारत का था, अब उसी नजरिए को पश्चिमी देशों ने भी अब स्वीकार करना धीरे धीरे प्रारंभ कर दिया है। डेवलपमेंट ऐसा ही होना चाहिए जो कंपेटेबल टू नेचर हो। अब सारे पश्चिमी देशों के लोगों ने भी इस हकीकत को मानना प्रारंभ कर दिया है। और इतना ही नहीं, बल्कि नॉर्वे की नॉर्वेजियन एक रिफ्यूजी काउंसिल है, उसने सर्वे करने के बाद यह बतलाया कि तरह तरह के जो संघर्ष सारी दुनिया में होते हैं, हिंसा की जो घटनाएं होती हैं, उसमें मरने वाले लोगों की जो संख्या होती है वह केवल 2013 में इस प्राकृतिक आपदा के कारण मरने वालों की संख्या वह उससे 3 गुना थी। इसका मतलब कि प्राकृतिक आपदा पर पूरी तरह से मनुष्य विजय प्राप्त कर लेगा, यह कोई भी दावे के साथ नहीं कह सकता है।
Kabul in what is being hailed as the first democratic transition of power in the history of Afghanistan. Ashraf Ghani was on Monday sworn in as the new president of ceremony in Kabul's Presidential Palace, exactly a week after he signed a power-sharing deal with rival candidate Abdullah, ending the months-old standoff over the election result dispute. Ghani marks as a new era in Afghanistan as the Hamid Karzai as the 13-year road come to an end, as does the war backed by the US-led NATO troops since Taliban outsourced since 2001. Taking an oath administered by the Chief Justice, Ghani said, I will abide by the Constitution and other laws and protect their implementation, quoted the AFP. In his first address as the President, Ghani chose to quote Islam first Khalifa, that is Abu Bakr Siddiq, saying, I am younger leader but I am no better than you. She was just a 10-year-old child when her brother Shahid Azam Bhagat Singh was hanged in 1931 by the British rulers. Bibi Prakashat Kaur, the last surviving real sister of revolutionary Britain, her last in Toronto on the day when the country was celebrating Bhagat Singh's birthday on September 28. Kaur, who is also called Sumitra in family, experienced the trauma of her brothers hanging from the days her childhood to her entire life. Was just proud of the supreme sacrifice her brother made of his motherland. She was 94 and was the last direct link to Bhagat Singh. Prakash Kaur was visited often by the scholars who had been trying to look deeper in the life of Bhagat Singh. Chaman Lal, a retired professor who visited her recently, told the Indian Express about her death and said that she always cherished the memories of her brother, though she did not get enough time to play with her brother as he took to the revolution and was more busy with his mission than sparing time for his family, which he had to intentionally avoid because of the circumstances. But Prakashat Kaur was privately, and a certain facts of his life which came to her notice as one of the family members. She was also proud of his brothers and said Lal, who is known for his book on the Bhagat Singh family, was quite large. Including himself, there were 9 siblings. That is Jagat Singh, Amar Singh, Bhagat Singh, Kulbar Singh, Shakuntala Devi, Kultara Singh, Prakash Kaur, Ranbir Singh and Rajendra Singh. Jagat Singh died very young while others lived longer. Apart from Bhagat Singh, Marty Ram at 23 prior to Bibi Prakash Kaur. Kultar Singh died in 2004 at the age of 86 years. Kultar Singh had remained MLA and Minister of N.D. Tiwari-led UP government. Kulbar Singh remained the Jan Sena and MLA from Punjab. Let's have a look on today's sports news. CL20 KKR wins toss to bat against Dolphins. Kolkata Knight Riders keeper Gautam Gambhir won the toss and decided to bat against Moniwan, when it led the Dolphins in an inconsequential Group A match of the Champions League's 2020 here on Monday. Asian Games sailing up off due to unfavorable condition. Rain played spoiled sport as it affected the Asian Games yachting competition here, and all the races wearing same in the match racing category scheduled for Monday at the Wang San Sailing Marina have been postponed. Bailey terms Akshar as real match winner. After another impressive performance by Akshar Patel in the OPPO Champions League T20 match against Cape Cobras here last night, Kings 11 Punjab's keeper George Bailey heaped praise on the young bowler from Gujarat, saying he can be a real match winner. Winning 5 medals here is a pretty good show, says Sania Mirza. Indian tennis ace Sania Mirza feels the 5 medals that the team has managed to grab at the ongoing Asian Games is pretty good performance, given that the country did not come with the best unit possible from the event. India face Korea Test in men's hockey semi-final tomorrow. The Sardar Singh led side came back well after losing a tense third Pool B game against Pakistan 1-2 to put it across China 2-0 in the fourth and last league match to qualify for the last four at the Sinaka Hockey Stadium. Let's have a look on today's stock market. Sensex for today stand with 26,597.11 with minus 0.11%. Whereas Nifty for today stand with 7,958.90 with a minus 0.127%. Let's have a look on today's gold and silver rates as per Malabar Golds. According to Malabar Golds, today's gold rates that is Monday 29th of September are as follows. For 22 carats of gold for 10 grams it's rupees 25,780. Whereas for 24 carats of gold for 10 grams it's rupees 27,260. Silver rates for today for 10 grams it's rupees 410. Let's have a look on today's with the forecast of 6 regions of Telangana state. Hyderabad minimum temperature 22 degrees Celsius and maximum 33 degrees Celsius. Karimnagar minimum temperature 22 degrees Celsius and maximum 33 degrees Celsius. Nizamabad minimum temperature 20 degrees Celsius and maximum 33 degrees Celsius. Mehboob minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius and maximum 32 degrees Celsius. Medak minimum temperature 22 degrees Celsius and maximum 33 degrees Celsius. Whereas today's minimum temperature of Khammam district stand with 25 degrees Celsius and maximum 37 degrees Celsius. Headlines once again. Chandrababu Naidu was IT host as NASSCOM meet with promise of friendly IT ecosystem in Andhra Pradesh. Paneer Selvam sworn in as Tamil Nadu Chief Minister today. Rajnath Singh inaugurates NDMA's 10th formation day. Bhagat Singh's last surviving sibling dies on his birthday. That's all in the newscast for today. Keep watching Real English News. This is your host Ikram Yamani. Sign off for today. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.